I use the saying a lot, nothing changes if nothing changes. But the truth is, nothing changes if nothing is acknowledged. And a lot of the times it's easier to not acknowledge something than it is to change it, right? And so I want to give you a couple of tips on how to take criticism more productively and not take it so seriously. And a lot of it has to do with sorting negative information. Right now, in a world where there's a lot of disagreement, a lot of divide, we have to be able to respectively have conversations with people, but also seek out other perspectives and be able to look at things in multiple different ways, even if you don't agree with somebody. And one of the things that I've learned as an entrepreneur is that criticism can actually be one of your greatest gifts and friends if you know how to use it constructively. So one of the things that I am a huge advocate of is evaluating your life and then adjusting. And the thing is, for so long, I felt criticism was something very, very personal, and really, it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to change. It's an opportunity to maybe self-reflect and get better at something that you might not be aware of. So one of the things that I highly recommend is become a master of your skills, right? And sometimes that can be really difficult because we have to ask what we don't do well. So I'm constantly asking for feedback. I'm constantly asking coaches and mentors to give me feedback, to tell me what's working and what isn't working, and show me my blind spots, because we don't know what our blind spots are. We're all born with an ego, and that ego sometimes doesn't allow us to see things quite clearly because we already have our judgments and our perspective from our life experiences. And maybe somebody else has had a different life experience and wants to share that with us. So one of the things that I found super helpful is to evaluate different aspects of my life, whether it is your marriage, whether it's your financial situation. Most people don't want to look at that or look at their marriage and have a hard conversation. Most people kind of avoid those things. Maybe it's your business and there's something that isn't working in your business and it's really, really frustrating, okay? So here's the thing. People usually evaluate their lives once a year, right? Christmas rolls around, there's that weird week in between Christmas and New Year's that nobody does anything. And so usually that people set their New Year's resolutions, which usually are forgotten by February 1st, okay? So that's what the average person does. People that are good, that are looking to improve and are committed to growth, people that are good, they evaluate every quarter and see what they can shift, what they can start doing, what they can stop doing, what they should continue doing. That's like the easiest way to put it, okay? People that are great, those people are evaluating every single month. At the end of the month, what did I do good? Or what did I do well? What did I not do well? What could I improve on? How could I have served better? What systems do I need to improve? They're looking at all those aspects so that they can just improve the following month. People that are excellent, they actually evaluate their lives and ask for feedback all the time from their teams, from their partner, from their coworkers, from their friends. They want people to be honest with them so they can improve. And they often do this weekly. And so they'll sit down and they'll look at their schedule and they'll look at the things that happened during the week and say, how could I have done better? Or how could I produce more next week? And then people that are absolutely extraordinary, they do this daily. They go to bed at night and they think, what could I have done better today that will move me forward 3 steps in the future? And when you can look at your life without any feeling, having that emotional intelligence, and also realizing that some criticism may come towards you that is unwarranted. Some criticism may show up that isn't for you, and you can decide if you want to use that criticism to your benefit or get rid of it, right? I always say, if you're learning from somebody, take what works for you and leave the rest. But when you can actually reflect on some of those things, and by the way, if it irks you a little bit, if it's just like, oh, that's annoying, right? If that little feeling is like, that didn't make me feel very good, I invite you to ask yourself, what truth do you not want to examine in the conversation? What truth do you not want to see from that feedback? And maybe that criticism was warranted, maybe it wasn't. But if you can process it and realize, nah, that wasn't for me, and let it go, you'll be all the better for it. But when you ask and you look for criticism so that you can become better, that's what will change things. Like, that's what takes somebody from amateur to pro. That's the thing that'll move people to success so much faster, because they're willing to see their lack so that they can look for abundance. Now, I hope that that was helpful to some of you. If you're working through a challenge or you're not quite sure what it is that you're struggling with, but you're stuck, please feel free to reach out at any point in time. Or if you'd like, you can check out my free Facebook group, Life Transformed. I do a lot of business coaching in there. But really, this is such a good topic to talk about right now because there's so much dissonance in the world, and we have to be able to have better conversations and be able to receive information in a different way that allows us to grow from it instead of being crushed by it. Hope that helped. Bye for now.
If you think this video can help a friend, make sure you share it.